welcome live to the Civic Center in Providence, Rhode Island, where a Hockey East rivalry is renewed today with a national title on the line.
I think we're just happy to be there. I think this year we're not happy with just being there. We won't be happy unless we win it all.
It is a dream. You watch the games, and it's pretty exciting. It's nothing like being there. You can't even picture it until you're here.
We've won the Beanpot and the Hockey East Championships, and those are both great times. You know, it's great to be around the teammates and hoist those trophies up, but this one is just so much more it would mean so much more for everyone that I can only imagine, you know, how spectacular it would be.
It's a great feeling just to win, and winning is fun, winning's a lot. It's a just good time, and you know, winning college hockey, and, the elite Division I NCAA, I think it'd be great honor to pull that out.
We've got great rivalry with BU, and we've had some great games this season. I mean, we both played tremendously well in our games, and I look forward to a real good game.
We respect their program. I think they respect our program, and every time we play them, it's a battle.
We're really evenly matched, I think, and you know, it's great to see a Hockey East final here in Providence, which is a Hockey East town.
It's a big game. Obviously, you guys are going to be nervous. You know, if you're not nervous going into this game, probably something's wrong with you.
Folks in New England have been waiting for 48 hours. It's college hockey's national championship game with two old rivals from Hockey East, the Black Bears of Maine and the Terriers of Boston University. And it's live here on ESPN. As far as how these two teams got to the national title game, Maine definitely took the longer road. They went into the early parts of the third overtime against the University of Michigan. The game lasted 100 minutes and 28 seconds. And on this face-off, Maine's Dan Schermerhorn, unguarded, took the puck, put it in the net, and the longest playoff game in history was history. As far as BU, this goal by Chris O'Sullivan helped break up a game that was tied after 2 periods, and the Terriers went on to beat the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. A pleasant good afternoon to you, everyone. Across the country, I'm Tom Mees with Bob Norton. Two Hockey East rivals, Bob. These two teams really get after each other.
They've played each other before. They've had some great contests. Very, very competitive. Boston University, tough team. University of Maine, great on defense.
Now, the Maine defenseman we'll watch today, Torian Imes.
Well, Chris Imes, probably the greatest defenseman in the history of Maine hockey. Second-time All-American, U.S. Olympian, out of the Iron Range, Birchdale, Minnesota. And, you know, Torrey has had such a great season for them. Jeff Torrey played for the Penticton Panthers in the British Columbia Junior Hockey League. Second in the country in points. Leads the country in terms of goals by a defenseman, has a record 13 goals by a Maine defenseman.
And they're very physical defensemen as well. That might bother a lot of people. One guy it's not going to bother at all, Mike Greer of Boston University.
They have some big defensemen. I think teams all year really try to hit me to get themselves into the game and maybe try and intimidate us a little bit. But I think it's at this point of the stage of the season, no one's going to get intimidated as much as you try. So I'm going to be just as physical as they're going to try and be, so I'll get in their face a little bit, too.
Well, from the very first time he stepped on the ice of Boston University out of St. Sebastian's High School in Needham, Massachusetts, this is what he's been doing, using the body, setting up the tempo for Boston University.
These two teams, Bob, have met 4 times already this year. Twice there have been ties, and twice the University of Maine has won. BU's last national title came in this building. Who's going to come out on top today? We'll find out next on ESPN.
There's only one way off this boat for you now, mister.
Good thing these roll call pretzels are fat-free.
Bombs away, pretzel boy.
Great man. Yeah, must be the pretzels. We're safe now, Sparky.
For great taste that's fat-free,
Sparky?
it must be rolled gold. What do the really, really beautiful people drink when they get thirsty? The same thing as the rest of us. Image is nothing. Thirst is everything. Obey your thirst. Sprite.
Play the under the cap game, and you have a 1 in 6 chance of winning another Sprite. You can also win cool NBA stuff. Not too useful if you're thirsty. Handy if you plan on leaving the house.
An important study was presented at a national sports medicine conference. It shows that for the sore muscles occurring the day after a strenuous workout, Advil provides superior relief to extra-strength Tylenol. It's strong and fast. If you exercise regularly, you should know that more doctors recommend Advil than any other pain reliever for all types of muscle aches. For next-day soreness, Advil just works better than Tylenol. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Paint it right, blue sight. Puts up a fight, blue sight. Stay so bright, beautiful sight, blue sight. Pure delight, blue sight. Dynamite, blue sight. Sparks up bright, excite, excite, blue sight. Wear the tight, blue sight. Feels so right, blue sight. Black and white, color bright. Hold on tight, blue sight. A lasting sight, blue sight. Or a finish that won't quit, blue sight, right. Sparky! Stay! Sparky!
There's only one way off this boat for you now, mister.
Good thing these roll-call pretzels are fat-free.
Bombs away, pretzel boy.
Great man. Yeah, must be the pretzels. We're safe now, Sparky.
For great taste that's fat-free,
Sparky?
it must be rolled gold.
Star-Spangled Banner getting a big cheer from the sellout crowd at the Providence Civic Center in Rhode Island. Tom Mees and Bob Norton back with you. Bob, we're just moments away from the face-off. And the two guys, it always comes down to the two guys in the nets. And for Boston University, they're going with a freshman today.
Alternating goalie system. Derek Orlovsky played the semi. Tommy Noble out of one of the great high school hockey programs in the country. Catholic Memorial in Boston, Massachusetts. Tommy hasn't lost since January 26th. 4-2 loss to New Hampshire. He's played splendid hockey in the nets for Boston University. No surprise to those who follow the team.
And what can you say about the performance of Blair Allison for Maine? He was just spectacular on Thursday.
Glad to see enough of him Thursday.
Yeah.
You know, we kept telling you how good he was. 49 consecutive games. That's an all-time record at the University of Maine. And you take a look at his save percentage in all the categories. He's among the top goaltenders in the country.
And one of the big saves, in fact, a game-saving save on Michigan's John Madden, who came steaming down the slot Thursday afternoon in OT.
One-on-one against the goalie, and he just stands him right up at the top of the crease. Tremendous play.
So it's Allison against Noble, Maine against BU. It doesn't get much better than this. The title on the line.
Truck buyers at Heritage Auto Plaza. We're bulging with hundreds of Chevy trucks in stock now and more arriving daily. We're overstocked and we're dealing. You'll save big on our full line of pickups. Regular and extended cab, 2x4 and 4x4, S10 Blazers, Lumina minivans, cargo vans, all-wheel drive Astro vans, Geo trackers, our full line of conversion vans and commercial vehicles. You'll see the prices clearly marked on every vehicle. Drive home big savings on trucks. Now at Heritage Auto Plaza. Beltway Exit 1 South, Alexandria.
Who's getting happy? Who's having fun? Who's been to Hooters? Come on, everyone, it's at Hooters. Hooters. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Hooters makes you happy. Good times, great food, fun music, what a hoot. Hooters. Hooters. Everybody's getting happy at Hooters.
College hockey's national championship game about to commence on ESPN. Sean Walsh, the excellent head coach of the University of Maine, looking for his second national title in the last 3 years.
Hockey East Coach of the Year and Spencer Penrose National Coach of the Year, Division I.
And the veteran Jack Parker has one national title to his credit, that back in '78 in this building.
112 wins, 52 losses, and 2 ties in tournament play. He's been a great tournament coach.
And these two teams, Bob Norton, and you've seen them play each other several times this season. 2-0-2 the season series in favor of Maine, but all the games have been close.
They sure have. You have a 3-3 tie. That was at BU. You have a 5-5 tie at Maine. You had a 6-5 won by Schermerhorn, 6-5 overtime win in the Great Western Freeze-Out, and a 6-5 win by Maine at Maine. You had a 0-0 tie last year. In the last 6 games these two teams have played, there have been 3 ties over 2 years.
So you put all those numbers together, and we expect an exciting and close game this afternoon. The winner is the national champion in men's Division I ice hockey in 1994-95. And play is on in the Boston University end, and the freshman goaltender Tom Noble backhands it around the corner, but not out. The Black Bears of Maine in their road uniforms is the lower seed, technically, in this tournament final. The Boston University Terriers in their home white with red trim. And the puck now behind the Maine net. Conlon is there for Maine, takes a hit from Prendergast, but clears the zone. Back for BU is Shane Johnson. Number 27, Johnson off of the stick of Mike Greer to center, and Maine dumps back in. Rich Brennan trying to clear it to Johnson, almost picked off there by Purdy at Maine. Wansboro doing some nice checking in the BU zone, and Chris O'Sullivan picks it up. Now Brennan with a lot of open ice, quickly to O'Sullivan, who runs into his own teammate Thornton. They got their signals crossed. We'll see if it costs them. Maine, meanwhile, has trouble getting out of its own zone, and finally the puck comes loose to center. 4-man scrum. Big Mike Greer is there to get it loose. And a change for the Maine Black Bears.
I thought that might have been an icing call on Greer. Dodged the bullet. Referee waved it off.
All-American Chris Imes of Maine dumps it into the BU zone, but it comes all the way around the boards and out to center. Now into the Maine zone. Imes will have to get there. Does so in time, just beating Jay Pandolfo. And the bodies are hitting early as Kelleher sends it back into the Maine zone. Burnett, he takes a hard check against the boards. Pandolfo is hit rudely there by Lovell of Maine. Non-stop action since the opening face-off. We've played 2 minutes. No score. Here's a giveaway in the Maine zone. Pandolfo, and his turnaround pass is in the corner to Sean Bates. Bates back to Sylvia. Sylvia can't control it. Sylvia getting his stick up. Bates for BU in the corner. Back to Kelleher. We have a whistle. And a high sticking penalty going to be called.
I think it's a match.
Coincidental minors have been indicated. We'll see who the guilty parties are. Sylvia, BU, and Lovell of Maine.
Yeah, you're going to see Lovell and Sylvia 15 and 27 right there in the corner. Right there in that spot. That's the retaliation. Just earlier than that, Lovell popped him with a high stick, and 2 matching penalties.
Let's take a look at the series history, and there's a lot of history between these two schools. The 56th meeting all time, and look at the aggregate numbers there, Bob.
Well, the last 2 years are no different than the whole series has been. And, you know, in terms of the league, there certainly is some hard feeling between these two teams. No question about it. The programs don't like each other. I don't think the coaches are on the best of terms.
No.
There are some programs in the league that are on good terms. These are not 2 of them. So there's a great intensity to this matchup.
Let's just say that each of these teams would like nothing better than to beat the other one when it matters the most. That usually makes for a pretty spirited contest. We have 4-on-4 hockey now with 1:40 to go on the coincidental minors. Man's off behind the Maine net. Jacques Joubert is there for BU to cause some problems. Kai Lena for Boston U is waiting for it at the point, dumps it behind the net for Prendergast. Coleman of Boston University keeps it in the Maine zone. Joubert doing some nice work. Wayne Conlon of Maine will skate it up to Reggie Cardinal. This is the young defenseman, Jeff Torrey. Sends it into the BU zone, and the Terriers will skate it out to center. Ends up deep in the BU zone again. Kai Lena, the steady senior defenseman on a Helsinki Finland, makes the right play off the boards. Still 53 seconds left in this 4-on-4 situation. Over the stick of Imes. Sean Bates of Boston University goes for it in the corner. Imes will tie him up, and they'll push. Wansboro tries to control for Maine. Here's Purdy at center. He's got a lot of speed on the left wing. He'll try and get around Shane Johnson and can't do it.
Pretty well played there. The one-on-one by Johnson as Purdy poked the puck by Brennan at the blue line.
Puck comes back into the Maine zone. BU gets some fresh bodies on. 22 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Jamie Thompson, a quick shot, and the first official shot on goal is a save by Noble. Puck is poke checked away by the BU defense. Nicely done again by Shane Johnson and big Mike Greer, the man you heard so much about, on the left wing. Greer centering pass just over the stick of Thornton. Soft hands for Greer. He's 6 foot tall, 240 pounds. And he can play physically, but also has a nice touch. Almost non-stop action since the opening faceoff here in Providence. Wood sends it in from the center ice area. Number 5, defenseman Doug Wood. A centering pass to Greer in front. Takes a shot, hits traffic. That may have been the stick or the leg of Vanzoff. And Blair Allison covers up to the left of his goal. No score in hockey's national championship game.
Hey, sugar, you've really got great gym sets and well-crafted drawers. Nice suspension, heavy treads. Think I'll have to buy you more, 'cause Sears is the first place I'll always try. 'Cause just like you, Sears has a softer side. Come see the softer side of Sears.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA College Hockey is brought to you by Molson Ice from Canada, the land where ice was born. By Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth. And by Wolverine DuraShocks, guaranteed to be the world's most comfortable boots or your money back.
Probably saw Mike Greer have a pretty good chance right there, and one of the problems Maine has, who can match up with him in zone. Brad Mahoney had him in the one-on-one, 6'4", 225, and Greer still through the slot, able to get the shot off.
And the faceoff will be in the Maine zone to the left of goaltender Blair Allison. Junior out of Golden, British Columbia, right off the faceoff. Allison has to stop that little rubber disc. And you mentioned the series this year, Bob. There's a graphic look at it.
They had the shootout, so there's some differential in the Hockey East shootout rule, but tremendous game. So 6-5 overtime game was out in the freeze out in Los Angeles. The last game they played back in December. So, it's too long ago to really tell much about how the teams are playing. I'll tell you, that last faceoff, they made a face-off change there. Conlon got blown by in the face-off. Schermerhorn's taking the face-off here. That's not good.
Danny Schermerhorn, of course, the hero of that overtime game against Michigan. And while he's falling down, a shot there by BU's Chris Drury. Went just wide to the stick side. Maine's White behind his own end up the Cardinal.
Drury, a real exceptional athlete there. Ended up with a one-on-one on McIsaac coming off the face-off. He just muscled by McIsaac to get the shot off.
Drury sends it in behind the Maine net, giving the Terriers a chance for a change. Here's Maine's Conlon at center ice. Only 3 shots on goal so far in the game. 2 for Maine and 1 for BU. Chris Himes at center. Entry pass into the BU zone is garnered right away by Kylie. The Black Bears are on it in front, covering up in the slot. Coleman of Boston University. Around the boards for Sylvia over his stick. Luna goes back to get it. He's bodied off by Trevor Roenick, but Sean Bates is there. Pops out to the right face-off circle, and a bouncing shot in on Noble.
I thought that tipped off the stick of Roenick right in front. Good scoring opportunity for Maine on an innocent-looking play, but it deflected inside.
At center for Maine. Jack Rodriguez sends it behind the BU goal, and quickly BU clears it out to Pandolfo, but off his stick to Manzoff, and the Bears will set up again. Maine won the national title 2 years ago. Boston University as a program hasn't won it since 1978, and the Terriers guilty of icing now. Sean Walsh giving the old high five to Rodriguez on the bench.
He's excited. Rodriguez delivered a blow down by the goal line. Good forechecking effort by Rodriguez. Used the body. Rodriguez hadn't played forward left wing since about 3 games ago, back when he was a peewee. But they moved him to the forward because he was having some trouble in the end zone coverage, and he's just really happy with Rodriguez's play. He just took the body and threw it to the BU defenseman, and Rodriguez converted left winger in the last 2 weeks of the season. They need him on the ice because he's an exceptional right defenseman in power play situations.
Face off in the Boston University zone. Jacques Joubert for BU against Lovell of Maine. Just to the left of freshman goalie Tommy Noble. Terriers win it, and quickly out to center they come. This is LaChance. Brother Scott LaChance of the NHL's New York Islanders. Who had a heck of a game, Bob LaChance did, against Michigan. Jacques Joubert sends it into the main zone. Torrey is there for the Black Bears. Prendergast blows it, but is hit right away and loses possession. Thompson, a nice pass over to Mansoff, who carries in. But his pass hits the face mask of one of the BU defenders, Brennan, and leaves the playing surface.
Right now, the tempo of the game is at a tempo that Maine would like to play at. It's a tempo of up and down the ice with center ice turnovers. Maine is very, very good at turning the puck over and creating offense off center ice defense. That's their strength. They haven't been pinned back except for one short bit of time. They haven't been pinned back in their own defensive end where BU's been able to get the puck in deep, which is the way they play best.
Terriers control the face-off. Thornton still in his own zone. Gets it out to Greer. Here's O'Sullivan with a lot of speed on right wing. He's got a trailer. So Sullivan decides to take the shot, and Allison saw it all the way and kept his arm close to his body to make the save.
That's a pretty good play by an exceptional hockey player, Chris O'Sullivan, out of Catholic Memorial. Dorchester, Massachusetts, playing against Brian White, comes in off the boards. Sees a left shot coming in off that right side. And if he can beat the defenses to the inside, he's going to squeeze by the boards here. Now come in on White. Left shot gives him an advantage here. Snaps that off. Allison takes the shot, cuts off that short side angle. But because he's a left shot here, Tom, he's got to protect on the far side as well. So that presented a difficult situation for him once O'Sullivan beat White to the inside. He's very tough right from that left wing side. That time O'Sullivan ended up on the right side, off wing with a left shot.
Another good job of Boston University winning the faceoff. Thornton won it cleanly, but nobody was back there backing it up. Ends up in the BU zone, and Maine is on it now to the right of Noble. Purdy just sends one in top of the circle, well wide. Turns around the boards, and Kelleher for BU. Purdy takes the pin over off the stick of Thornton, top of the circle, fakes the shot, looks to center, and Noble sticks it aside.
That's a perfect example of a center ice turnover. They just stopped the puck up in the middle, and Purdy ended up with a pretty good chance for Maine.
BU clears the zone. O'Sullivan tries to hit Greer at the blue line. Nothing doing there. And both sides are in the midst of changing. That's very interesting. At one point, you had about 15 bodies on the ice.
Right over by the sideboard.
Nobody wanted to touch the puck. Nobody wanted to get caught for too many men. Will this be icing on Boston University? Yes, it will. A rather quiet opening so far to hockey's national championship game, but never fear, the pace will pick up.
When I punch the clock, I'm a working machine. I got boots that do the job, got my Wolverines. Lay a span of bridge, make that molten steel pour. I can build a better country and keep coming back for more. I can work like hell with my hands and my tools, cause I feel like heaven in my Wolverine boots. Wolverine Durashocks, guaranteed comfort or your money back. Work like hell, feel like heaven. Wolverine Durashocks, made in the USA.
Tom Mees with Bob Norton. And Bob, some people just know how to get on TV. It's not enough to wear the beer mug hat. You bring ESPN cards with you, you're
guaranteed.
There. Guaranteed. Oh, my. Face-off in the Boston University zone. Comes back to the corner to the right of Noble. The Terriers' Coleman is on it. John Coleman. He'll skate it up the center. And he'll skate it into the main zone. Coleman with a head of steam, but a whistle for an offside. Matt Wright was viewed to be offside by the referee, and the face-off outside the main zone.
Matt Wright's been one of the late-season surprises for this Boston University Terrier team. In a tough goal against Providence in the Hockey East final, Wright had the winning goal. Only 7 goals on the season, but he's been hot as a pistol lately. Out of Belmont, Massachusetts, played his high school hockey at Belmont High and went on to Phillips Andover Academy as a prep school student, but very, very solid hockey player, particularly good with the body, bounces people around, and has been chipping in with some goals of late.
The U Terriers get the face-off and dump it in behind the main net. Chris Hines, the former Olympian, and once again All-American, dumps it down to the BU end, and this should be icing. No, it's waved off. But Tom Noble plays the punt. Thought it was going to be icing on Maine, but no.
The 2 icings have been waved off, one against Maine, one against BU.
Libby for Maine at center ice. Cross ice over to Imes. Backhand off the glass, and Kylina sends it right back in behind the main goal. Now it's Mahoney of Maine. Gets the puck up to Roderick. Roderick shot high and well wide. And Sean Bates is going to be called, I believe, for interference for Boston University. Yes, Trevor Roenick was sent down to the ice by Sean Bates, and Maine will be on the power play. And we'll get to that power play in a moment. Time to remind you, tonight, Dick Vitale's primetime performers, 10:30 Eastern Time. Join the always outspoken Dickie V as he gives out his College Hoop Awards to the season's primetime players and coaches. Awards given out in 13 categories, like the All Rolls-Royce team for the best players, the Human Eraser Award for the best shot blocker, and the Maestro Award for the best coach. Have a tranquilizer and relax with Dickie V tonight at 10:30.
There's the Maine band, and they've got that group of guys that comes here that way almost every game. Sean Bates in the penalty box of Boston University. Interference call on Trevor Roenick right in front of goaltender Noble. Maine on power play. One of the top power plays in the country, 77 out of 274, 28% of the time. Maine scores in power play situations. Team in shorthand, pretty good, only scored on 17% of the time. They have 10 shorthanded goals. Dangerous in shorthanded situations is Boston University.
Shot by Schermerhorn, and off the glove with the left pad of Noble. Schermerhorn, the hero, the triple overtime win against Michigan. Taken down rudely in the corner by Brennan of BU. You got Schermerhorn out there with Trevor Roenick. Himes and Torrey are at the points. Lovell also out there. Torrey has the puck at his feet, gets it teed up, shoots. Trevor Roenick, the backhand goes wide. Schermerhorn to the right of Noble, and finally the Terriers clear it.
You just saw a pretty good example of how Maine gets most of their offense. Generating shots from the point. You know, they get a very high percentage of their shots from the outside on net. Rebounds in front, come in front, swarm and trash it in.
And icing the call on Maine with the extra man. Now the man we've been talking about in the goal for BU, the freshman Tommy Noble.
Now, the most important thing that Tommy Noble has to do against Maine, because of the way they play, you cannot leave rebounds in front of the net. Maine offensively is a swarming kind of team. They get a lot of shots on goal. Their defensemen put a high percentage of shots on goal. Here's Schermerhorn from the right dot. He makes the save there and kicks it to the side. Here's the shot. And I see Roenick in front. That's what I mean. They swarm in front, come in front, try to chip in rebounds, left that one a little more in front than he would ordinarily like, but Roenick was disturbed as he tried to backhand the puck toward the net. But that's what they want to do. They get a high number of shots on goal. Himes and particularly Torrey hardly ever miss the net, and they just come to the front of the net and try to whack rebounds in.
Sean Bates of BU in the box for interference for about another 55 seconds. So the Black Bears of Maine with a power play trying to capitalize here in the NCAA Championship in Providence, but shorthanded, here comes Mike Greer. Greer with it, trying to hit Thornton, but both Greer and Thornton were blocked off nicely. And at center ice, it's the Black Bears of Maine skating into the BU zone. The shot taken by Wansbro, deflected over the glass into the crowd.
Boy, that was not a good selection by Wansbro. Torrey's talking to him now. He had Torrey coming down the ice in a back diagonal, uncovered, wide open, and chose to take a shot that was not a high percentage shot from the top of the circle when he had Torrey, one of the top scoring defensemen in the league, right behind him in a back position for pass. This is Walsh.
This is Sean Walsh.
This is sort of excited the other day, and then a little excited with the Maine goal, down with the Michigan goal.
Gracie Walsh, you think she's nervous today? I think so. It's got to be toughest for the wives and the family sitting in the stands. There's nothing they can directly do about it. Face off in the BU zone. Goes to the slot. Kylina was on it for Boston University, and the Terriers clear it. 40 seconds left, and the penalty to Bates of BU. Here's Schermerhorn skating into the BU zone, but Trevor Roenick was outside on the right wing and will do the face-off out of the zone. Well, Trevor Roenick, if that name sounds familiar, he is, yes, the little brother of, I think, one of the very best players in all of hockey, Jeremy Roenick of the Chicago Blackhawks. Trevor, of course, playing with a class program at Maine, a chance to win a national title, and Jeremy's team, the Blackhawks, think they have what it takes to maybe win a Stanley Cup this year.
As with brother Jeremy, he played prep school hockey at Thayer Academy. Trevor went on to play junior with the Boston Junior Bruins in the New England Junior Hockey League, coached by Teddy Kelly.
There's another youngster who's gone on to an excellent pro career, also with Chicago. Tony Amavi played at Thayer Academy.
Another Thayer Academy, right?
All right, Maine with 16 seconds still left in their power play. Frenette gets around Kylina, but can't get around Coleman. Coleman backhands it, but not out. Chris Himes pinching in from the right point. 5 seconds, Bates will be out of the box as the puck leaves the zone.
At this point, folks are concerned that Maine might show some after effects of the triple overtime, but they seem to have their legs pretty good.
I don't see it yet. Kylina, very steady defenseman with a poke check, but here's a sweeping shot on the turnaround by Jamie Thompson. The team's back at 5 aside. Bears keep it in the zone. Thompson Over to McIsaac at the top of the circle and cleared out by LaChance. This will be icing on BU. Or what? No, it went through the crease.
The goal crease.
Waved off at the last minute.
Went through the goal crease. Caught about 2 inches.
Have to get my eyes sharpened. Didn't think it had a chance to hit a piece of the crease, but it did.
My eyes are a long way from sharp. Need help.
Left at center, through center into the main zone. McIsaac back for it. Chris Drury is on him. And Schermerhorn at center. He'll try and get around the defense. Can't do it. Roush is there for BU. Excellent defensive play. Each team in their own zone so far. And another penalty being called against Boston University, and Shane Johnson will go to the box.
2 minutes for interference on Johnson. You know, the word, I think, went out to the officials after the double overtime situation between Michigan and Maine, where glaring penalties were left uncalled. I think the word went out to call them, and interference here.
Well, Schermerhorn played in that triple overtime game. He was the hero, scored the game-winning goal. We asked him what it was like to play over 100 minutes of hockey.
It was a big game, and you know, 3 overtimes going into the 5th, 6th period. Got a little nervous, and you know, just wanted to end it. Everybody's legs were jello. I wouldn't call it fun. I'd call it exasperating. It was fun when it was all over, but you know, it was a lot of tension, a lot of nerves on the bench.
Exasperating, Bob.
2 minutes for interference on Johnson. And I think when you see the action called away from the puck, the interference away from the puck, pretty clear the referee's going to call it close to the vest tonight. Hockey East officials in tonight's game very familiar with both teams.
So play is on again in the BU zone as the Black Bears, their second power play, got 1 shot of the first power play. Puck is teed up and hits traffic in front, comes back to center. Rodrigue and Torrey playing catch, and look at this, LaChancers at Prendergast. Prendergast almost broke it up in the main zone. Now the Bears onside, one throw. Headed off at the pass there, and the loose puck is taken, but not out. Saved by Torrey. The shot is in there. Noble stood his ground. Rodrigue tries to get it back to Torrey, but the Terriers will easily dump it out.
Boy, Tommy Noble looked as if he didn't get a real good look at that shot by Torrey from the left point. And when Torrey has the puck, he's got to be very alert because he hardly ever has a shot that's off net.
BU doing some good forechecking. Short-handed in the main zone. Puck behind the main net, and Torrey is on it. Bates is on him. Coleman pinches in for the point to try and keep it in. This could be a double-edged sword, but for a good poke check by Bates at center.
Bates and LaChance on the ice here tonight had a great shorthand against Michigan that really started to get the momentum going for Boston University against Minnesota, rather.
Lovell in the main zone, and he is taken down by Greer in the first big hit by number 12, and the fans for BU love that. Blair Allison. Maine has trouble clearing their own end with the extra man.
Schermerhorn, I think Greer had Schermerhorn lined up for about 20 feet, and Schermerhorn saw him coming, and he missed.
Just at the last moment. Here's Brennan. Tries to pass to himself off the boards, offside, as Greer was already in the other zone. But Mike Greer can be a factor even when he doesn't get on the score sheet.
Great shorthand, LaChance and Bates, and here Greer and Thornton. Here's the shot first as he puts the pop right there on the inside on Tim Levitt. And that's a physical mismatch as Levitt's about 160. That's about 240 against 160. Now he sees Schermerhorn. Schermerhorn sees it coming, just ducks away at the last second. And Greer hits the wall. Coming ahead of shoulder problem over the last 3 or 4 weeks and a knee problem late in the season. Shoulder problem came from just all the body he used.
Loose puck down the BU zone in 8 seconds. Shane Johnson will be out of the box, and the teams will be 5 aside. A hand pass is called, and whistle blown with 6:40 to go. Of course, Mike Greer, his dad is the player personnel director of the New England Patriots, and he is a rarity, an African-American playing in Division I college hockey. But forget all that. He's just a great hockey player, period.
Absolutely, and there's another African-American playing in this game. Jamie Thompson for the University of Maine also has had a tremendous tournament. I can make an argument that Jamie was as good a hockey player as he was on the ice the other night against Michigan. And Turco, the Michigan goalie, made a save of the night on the Jamie Thompson rush. But notwithstanding anything else, Thompson and Greer, both exceptional young men, and they're really good players. Offensively and defensively, they do it all.
Hockey's National Championship game on ESPN this afternoon, live from the Providence Civic Center in Providence, Rhode Island. No score between the Maine Black Bears and the BU Terriers. Maine has had 2 power plays. They've expired with only a couple of shots on the BU goal. Here's Drury causing havoc in the slot. The shot saved by Allison. Rebound is cleared aside. Oh, Matt Wright had a great chance.
Now, this line has been real pests over the last couple of weeks of the season, and Wright, best chance for BU so far is going to be a penalty against Maine.
So the Boston University Terriers will get their first chance in the power play when we come back with 6:10 left to go here in the first period. Matt Wright had a great chance, and Allison wasn't sure where the puck was.
It could only come from here. Canada, the home of ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
Brad Mahoney, the big sophomore out of Duxbury, Massachusetts, and Tabor Academy goes off 2 minutes for roughing Boston University on power play. They need a power play to get the offense unloosened a little bit. Only 3 shots on goal so far this period, but Matt Wright, a great chance, sort of a confusing play in the slot between the hash marks, and Wright, who's been hot as a pistol, came up with a puck and pesting shot on Allison.
After the face-off, puck all the way into the VU zone. Kylina goes back to regroup. You've got Lena out there with Prendergast, LaChance, Jacques Joubert, and Coleman.
Maine, 12 shorthanded goals. Very, very dangerous in shorthanded situations. One of the top shorthands in the country. Only scored on 14% of the time. Boston University's power play has been much better lately. 25% of the time, they score.
Here's Jacques Joubert. Centers the puck right on the stick of Maine's Conlon, and it's cleared out of the zone. LaChance doesn't want to touch it because he'll get called for offside, so he lets Conlon carry out and fire one in from center ice on the goaltender Noble. Onside at the blue line is LaChance, but he couldn't control the pass at his feet. Gets back to Kylina. Coleman, he'll fire one up. Hits traffic in front. Jacques Joubert down to LaChance. He had Prendergast on the doorstep, couldn't get it to him. Puck comes down low, LaChance. Back out to Coleman. Down low again to Joubert. Tried to hit LaChance in front. And that was blocked by the defense, and a whistle with 55 seconds left to go on the Maine penalty.
Just for folks who might be new to college hockey, Tom, I want to go over some of the differences between the professional rules and the college rules. There's no two-line offside pass in college hockey as there is in professional hockey. The icing is automatic. Goes across the goal line and whistle blows. Players have to wear full face masks, and a fighting penalty is punished by a game misconduct, and you're out for the next game. The blue line right here is further back in the zone. The center zone is much shorter because the goal line to the backboards right here has to be 15 feet. So because it had to be extended from the pro back line, goal line to backboards, they had to squeeze the center zone.
The Civic Center is home to the American Hockey League Providence Bruins, so when the Providence team is in here, they have the regular... score for Boston University right off the faceoff. Steve Thornton. Thornton is raising his stick in jubilation. A power play goal for BU.
This is a shot right off the faceoff. I think he just snaps this off the faceoff, watch it, and beats Allison.
He controlled it.
Just controlled it, won his own faceoff, got the shot off. Boy, Boston University badly outshot here. Only 4 shots on goal in the first period, but Steve Thornton, arguably the most valuable player on this Boston University team, offensively and defensively, and an uncharacteristic breakdown for Maine. They don't often break down in those kinds of situations, but Thornton made a great individual play. 17th goal of the season, Steve Thornton unassisted.
At 13 minutes and 57 seconds, 14:57. The time of the goal by Thornton. That one happened in the blink of an eye. Caught a lot of people, including the goaltender Allison, I think a little bit by surprise.
Including us.
Unassisted, the goal by Thornton. So BU leads it 1-0. Terriers quickly out of the zone off the stick of Thornton. Conlon goes to the corner, but Doug Wood beats it. He is buried. He is just buried by Schermerhorn. A great hard hit in the corner. But still, the Terriers come out with it. Into the main zone. Thornton, the goal scorer, lets it for Greer, and Greer takes a hard hit. Puck cleared to center. Coleman is there for BU. Dumps in the corner. Both teams will go for changes up front. Lena sends it in from center. Right back out again. Lovell trying to break in. Lena. Pandolfo keeps it on its way. Sean Bates chops at it down the slot. Whacks the goaltender on his way by. And a whistle stops play with 3:58 to go in the first. 1-0 BU.
Do not become a cynic. That's a sure sign of physical and spiritual atrophy. For those of you who would seek adventure, take heart. There are yet places that speak to our souls. And to the dim-eyed know-it-alls, they will say this: I have a surprise for you.
The trophy both teams are fighting for today, the NCAA Division I Men's National Collegiate Hockey Championship, and Boston University draws first blood on that power play goal by Thornton at 14:57 unassisted.
That's his 8th power play goal of the season.
Play is back on in the main end. Pandolfo tried to intercept Burnett. Pokes the puck at center down into the BU zone. Lena goes back for it.
Subtle little change after that goal. Boston University a little bit more in control of the play.
Trying to hit a cherry-picking Sean Bates at the main blue line. Didn't work, and BU called pricing.
Boston University will do that a lot. They will make that long move, long pass, and one of the guys they try to hit is Bates. He's got great speed, and he's been very, very hot. He scored in 8 of his last 7 games. They'll slip Bates at the offensive blue line and try to hit him with a home run pass. Here's Lena. You'll see Bates. He's going to be swinging left to right. Try to penetrate and split the defense as he has right there. He connects on that pass. Not many guys out there going to catch him.
3:35 to go here in the period. A penalty has been called on the University of Maine. It'll go to number 15, Jamie Thompson. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Yeah, ordinarily, Maine is not a very heavily penalized team. They've only averaged 7 penalties a game through the hockey season. That was second in the league and among the lowest in the nation. Boston University, Tom, has markedly cut down their penalties from last year. Last year, they're up near 11 penalties per game. They're down just over 9 this year. And that's been a big difference in where they are this year and how well they're playing.
Imes of Maine. Reggie Cardinal back out of his zone, had no play shorthand, so he'll just ice the puck down in his own zone or rank it in his own zone. And McIsaac whacks at it, ends up over the BU player bench into the crowd.
Yeah, he didn't want to do that. You know, what that did was to bring the faceoff back into the Maine defensive zone when really what should have happened, had he just put it off the sideboards, it would have been down the BU end, killing some more time off the clock. Now you have a faceoff halfway in your zone, and just don't want to let BU have a chance to have possession to your own end of the ice.
Cardinal and Jacques Joubert will vie for this face-off, top of the circle in the main zone. BU on its power play unit here. Kelleher gets it at the left point, lobs it in on goal. I don't know if Allison got a piece of it or hit traffic in front, but it went wide right. Joubert behind the net. Back out to Brennan at the right point. Fans on an entry pass to the corner. Hines with a chance to go for it. Loose behind the Black Bear net. Nice job by Prendergast, digging it loose. The shot by Joubert, dribbles wide stick side. Joubert again in the corner. Still plenty of time left on this BU power play. Terriers leading 1-0.
Maine looks a little tired here, holding on a stick.
Brennan the shot, Allison the save, rebound, and Allison goes up and grabs it with a hand. And if Maine is tired, you could hardly blame them. They had a long afternoon on Thursday.
Well, they need a goal to get the legs back in the game. They started off with real zip in the legs, but that goal by Boston University is taking something out of them. LaChance, who's a very, very good player, hadn't scored a goal since February 1st up until his goal against Michigan. There he gets a backflip, a little flipper shot up there over Allison's shoulder that he picks off a shot from Brennan by the point.
Here's a shot from the right point, rebound in front, backhand, Allison is down, he's in the net, and it's no goal. The referee is right there, about half of the team is in the net, but he says the puck did not cross the line. I think it's a good call.
BU 1-1 here. Coleman got the puck out on the point, and the shot came through on a lot of folks in front of the net, and Allison screened in front, caught the puck up high, The one that hits you in the chest is very difficult to control, and it almost always comes down at your feet, which makes it a real problem. Puck goes off the faceoff out to the point as Mansoff just threw it right to Coleman. There's a shot inside. Puck is going to come up off Allison. Right there, hits him on the shoulder. Now it's going to drop in front of him. All sorts of folks in front trying to whack it in. Referee Levitt right there on the line to make the call.
Another face-off in the Maine zone. Terriers have the Greer and Thornton line out now. Coleman and Lena at the points. Kai Lena lost it in. Allison gets a piece of it with the right pass.
BU winning a bunch of face-offs, Tommy.
They've been winning them since the game started.
Winning face-offs begins to add up. Everyone is a possession, and as BU continues to win more face-offs, they continue to gain more possession.
Greer and Thornton doing some mucking work along the boards behind the Maine net, and the referee lifts his arm up and says, I've got a cross-check on someone.
Al Sullivan.
Chris O'Sullivan, so he will go to the box and even this up at 4-4 for the next 32 seconds. And then Maine will have a bit of a power play.
This is an unnecessary penalty by O'Sullivan. BU in pretty solid control of the hockey game. Offensive zone cross-check. O'Sullivan takes the penalty right behind the goal line. Watch over here. That's where the penalty's going to come from. There's O'Sullivan with the cross-check. Anytime you put the guy into the boards like that, you're going to go off as Torrey gets whacked in the back by O'Sullivan.
That's a point of emphasis both in college and professional game. When you hit a guy from behind into the boards, it can cause serious injury, and the referees, to their credit, are really clamping down.
Absolutely. Career-ending kinds of injuries. You know, sometimes your sense of things can be the way things are. 17-6 in face-offs in favor of BU.
And this face-off will come outside the Maine zone. We now have a 4-on-4 situation for the next 32 seconds. 2:07 left in the period. If BU doesn't do any business in the next half minute, then Maine will have a short power play, about a minute and a half. McIsaac retreating into his own zone. Makes the pass, and here come the Black Bears. It's Collin on right wing. He's got room to shoot, and going down is Noble. It's there in the crease, and Lachance sweeps it away. It dribbled through the pads, but not in.
Yeah, he knew he didn't have it, just didn't know where it was.
Now Johnson for BU. The crowd oohing and awing. That little rubber disc was laying there, and the only people that could get to it first were Terriers from Boston University. Now Maine has the extra attacker for the next minute, 22. 1-0 BU late in the first period in college hockey's national championship game, live here on ESPN from Providence. Here's Schermerhorn. His shot off the leg of Kelleher to the corner, and BU clears it. Will this be icing? No, I don't think it's going to go far enough, and Ives is back for it. Minutes to go. Of course, the BU shorthanded, so no icing called for anyway.
That's right.
Lovell on the left wing. In the corner. Lovell on the seat of his pants plays the puck up high. Now it's Trevor Roenick. Lovell takes it away. Lovell's had a good shift out there. Schermerhorn. Again, Kelleher going at it. Doug Wood backhands it to the corner. 35 seconds left on the Maine man advantage. Lovell back to the point to Imes. Quickly cross ice. Now Lovell in the slot. Got room. Takes the wrist shot and hits Kravik in front. As sprawling to block that off was Chris Kelleher.
Well, we had a great chance earlier in this period for Boston University as Wayne Conlon, the tremendous speed out of West Haven, Connecticut, for Maine rather. Top of the circle. Conlon with the shot. Noble with the save. Squeezes, but oops, gets through. Oh, so close. Cleared by Lachance. That last bit, here's a shot. Watch it squeeze through. Watch it squeeze through. Squeeze, but not quite squeezed enough. Sometimes you need to be a little lucky as well. Lovell, I thought, waited a little too long for that shot, Tom, and allowed Kelleher to come over and block it. I thought he had a great shooting chance. Right to slot at the top of the hash marks, but whether he hesitated, he didn't have good control of the puck or not, Kelleher came over and slid and blocked the shot.
And another face-off call with 15 seconds left in the penalty to O'Sullivan of BU and 22.8 left in the period.
No, we talked earlier, we must have gone through about two-thirds of this period, and Boston University only had 4 shots on goal. Then they scored the face-off goal off power play. Thornton made that great playoff face-off. Since that time, they have 7 shots on goal in what probably is about the last 6 minutes of play. Definitely a momentum turn toward Boston University since the goal. Up until that time, I thought they were being outplayed by Maine, and the tempo was going Maine's way, but not now.
Gordon Wansborough on the face-off, and another face-off win for BU allows them to gain possession and clear the zone while shorthanded. That'll pretty much do it for this Maine power play. Only 10 seconds right now left in this period. Teams are back to 5 aside for the final 7 seconds. Greer in his own zone leaves it for Thornton, who just dumps it down. No icing called for, and the period will come to an end. The siren sounds. The lone goal of the period belongs to Boston University. Steve Thornton off a face-off in the Maine zone about 15 minutes into the first period on the power play. After one period, Jack Parker's Terriers of BU lead Sean Walsh's Black Bears of Maine 1-0. We'll be back with our first intermission activities live from Providence in a moment.
Hi, this is Art Monk. Most of you know me as number 81. You know, in today's changing and complex times,